We are hearing SRIMAD Bhagavatam. Yesterday I said that verse, Shrinvata Shraddha Nityam Grinata Cha Svacheshtitam Nati Dirgena Kalena Bhagavan Vishati Hridi. That every day we have to hear Bhagavatam. And one verse I could not remember, so I'm telling now. It is Nashta Prayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtike. Vyasadeva wrote, by regular attendance in classes on the Bhagavatam and by rendering of service to the pure devotee, because this is both Nitya Bhagavata Sevaya, regularly, daily or always. There are two kinds of Bhagavats. One is SRIMAD Bhagavatam, that is called Grantha Bhagavat. One is Bhakta Bhagavat, devotee Bhagavat, pure devotee. It is stated in Chaitanya Charitamrita that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu, when they appeared in this world, they brought with them two gifts for conditioned souls. These two, Grantha Bhagavat and Bhakta Bhagavat, so that we may immediately start devotional practice from wherever we are, because they are inspiring that. Then, so if we regularly serve them, book and devotee, all that is troublesome to the heart is almost completely destroyed, and loving service unto the personality of Godhead, who is praised with transcendental songs, is established as an irrevocable fact. Means, if you regularly hear Bhagavatam, then your anarthas will go away. They will be subdued, almost destroyed. First, they will be subdued so that they will not put any hindrance, obstacle to your devotional practice. It will become stable, Naishtiki Bhakti, Nishta stage. All anarthas are fully removed at the stage of bhava only. Before that, they are subdued, but totally removed at the stage of bhava. But once you come beyond anartha nivritti to nishta stage, that time already your devotion is continuous and personality of Godhead is established. Loving service unto the personality of Godhead is established as an irrevocable fact. It is not maybe or yes, I believe like this. No, it is a fact. By experience, you will know. So that is why it is important. Yesterday we heard how Arjuna is speaking that now that Krishna disappeared, I am having no strength. What I could do before was all by his grace only. So yesterday we heard this verse, O Emperor, means Yudhishthir, now I am separated from my friend and dearmost well-wisher, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and therefore my heart appears to be void of everything. In his absence I have been defeated by a number of infidel cowherd men, while I was guarding the bodies of all the wives of Krishna. That was by the will of Krishna it happened. Arjuna could not lift his Gandiva bow. Tadvai dhanusta ishava sarato hayaste soham rati nripatayo yata ana manti. Sarvam kshanena tat abhut asat ishariktam bhasman hutam kuhaka radham ivoptam usham. I have the very same Gandiva bow, the same arrows, the same chariot drawn by the same horses. and I use them as the same Arjuna to whom all the kings offer their due respects. But in the absence of Lord Krishna, all of them, at a moment's notice, have become null and void. It is exactly like offering clarified butter on ashes, means no use. Accumulating money with magic wand, or sowing seeds on barren land, all useless. That explanation is there about the zeros. Everything is zero, but if you put one in front, then those zeros, they have value. Like if you have 1 0 or 2 0, all zero, no value. But if you put 1 in front, then it will become 1,000 or 10,000. So everything has value only when it is inspired by Krishna and it is for his satisfaction. Then it has value. Otherwise, no value. Anything. Rajam stvaya nuprishtanam suhridam nach suhrit pure viprashapa vimudhanam nignatam mushtibir mita varunim madiram pitva madon matita chetasam ajanatam ivanyonyam chatuh pancha va sheshitaha. O king, since you have asked me about our friends and relatives in the city of Dwaraka, I will inform you that all of them were cursed by the Brahmanas, and as a result they all became intoxicated with wine made of putrefied rice and fought among themselves with sticks, not even recognizing one another. Now all but 4 or 5 of them are dead and gone. This will be more elaborately explained in 11th canto of Bhagavatam, how this happened, why curse and all this. But the point is, it was by the will of Krishna, his disappearance lila and all his associates. Prayanaitad Bhagavata Ishwarasya Vicheshtitam Mito Nignanti Bhutani Bhavayanti Chayan Mita. Factually, this is all due to the supreme will of the Lord, the personality of Godhead. Sometimes people kill one another, and at other times they protect one another. But here it is by Yogamaya. In this world, fighting is due to Mahamaya, false ego, false interest. Then clashing is coming, and killing, exploiting everything. So this looks like same, but it is not. Krishna appeared by his own will, and his associates also. They do lila to attract us to their service. Then they make some lila of disappearance. But it is not due to false ego fighting, like we are experiencing. Not like that. It is to deceive the atheists. This lila is made. They will think, oh, they are like us, ordinary, nothing. But it is like a drama. Though they may kill each other in a drama, but no one is actually killed or hurt. It is only lila. It is different category. Those who have transcendental eyes, they can distinguish what is lila of Krishna and his associates, even Gurudev and pure devotees, And what is karma? Means reaping the fruits of your own actions. That sort of suffering, it is different. Jalo kasam jalayadvan mahanto danti aniyasaha durbalan balino rajan mahanto balino mita evam balishter yadubir mahadbir itaran vibu yadun yadubir anyonyam bhu baran sanjahara ha. O king, as in the ocean, the bigger and stronger aquatics swallow up the smaller and weaker ones, so also the Supreme Personality of Godhead, to lighten the burden of the earth, has engaged the strong Yadu to kill the weaker and the bigger Yadu to kill the smaller. Desha kalarta yuktani hrit tapo pasha manicha harantis marataschitam Govinda bhi hitani me. Now I am attracted to those instructions imparted to me by the Personality of Godhead Govinda, because they are impregnated with instructions for relieving the burning heart in all circumstances of time and space. We hear teachings, but we don't immediately accept or also understand what is the point. But when some event happens, then you can understand the value and you can connect, you can see. Also, I heard from Srila Bhakti Swarup Sridhar Maharaj in one Harikatha, or maybe we were speaking, I don't know, about this Satyaguna people, Rajaguna and Tamoguna. Then at that time he said, yeah, Tamoguna people, they understand everything opposite way. This he told. At that time I could not understand. But when you get some experience with Tamoguna, then you can understand. If you want to do good to him, he will take it opposite way. And what is bad, he will think it is very good. Just opposite, as reality is. So once you get experience, then you can more clearly understand. So now Arjuna also, to which instructions? In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna was telling 18 chapters. So in this world of conditioned souls, we are bound by Triguna. Some are predominantly by Tamoguna, some are like this. So just the opposite they understand. Like if there is some mirror and there is something wrong with that mirror, that object reflected will be distorted. Like that, reality becomes distorted. They cannot understand. Just the opposite. What is good, they think it is bad. What is bad, they think is best. Very sad, but it is true, because we have to get this experience. We wanted to enjoy this world, so we are getting all sorts of experience of enjoyment and then suffering and like this. But all are jivas, so in their phase, so Krishna is making arrangement for everyone so that gradually he may understand through experience and go back home, back to Godhead. for everyone. And time is eternal, so Krishna is making arrangement for everyone. That is his job. It is not our job to speculate like this. Krishna is giving the fruits of actions. Where someone will go, Krishna knows, and Krishna is taking care of everyone. For every jiva, Krishna is giving the fruits out of his mercy to teach us. So he is taking care of everything and everyone, because he's all good. So we have to get this experience. What happens when we misuse our relative independence and do wrong things? So we have to experience, and then one day we will understand that this is wrong and will rectify, then it will be okay. Sutta Uvach. Evam Chintayato Jishno Krishna Pada Saroruham Soharde Nati Gadhena Shantasi Dvimalamati. Because soul is eternal, some people they think, no, then it will be too late. No, it is never too late, because soul is eternal. Eternally is existing and is getting lessons through these experiences of this world. And Krishna is giving opportunity to get experience of Maya and also to gather Sukriti, so that one day one will submit to him and will go beyond this, like a bad dream. It is a bad dream. Then when you wake up, then you it was dream, then you can normally live. So this all material existence is like a bad dream. And Krishna is making arrangement so that we may experience this because we want it. And Krishna is also making arrangement for everyone because he's inside the heart of everyone, as Paramatma, and also outside as Mahanta Guru and Shastra and all this. So is giving opportunity to gather Sukriti. Then by accumulation of Sukriti, we can understand and give up this dream and accept our real good. Sutta Goswami said, thus, being deeply absorbed in thinking of the instructions of the Lord, which were imparted in the great intimacy of friendship, and in thinking of his lotus feet, Arjuna's mind became pacified and free from all material contamination. This is also pastime. Arjuna was bewildered on the battlefield by Yogamaya, not by Mahamaya. That is his lila also, so that we conditioned souls who are in the grip of lamentation, grief, bewilderment, anger, lust, greed, all these things, that because of that we don't want to do our duty in this Varna Ashram Dharma, and also to our eternal master. We don't want to do our duty because of those distractions. So Krishna has to instruct us through Shastra and Guru. Then that may help. So Arjuna was not bewildered. Even here, Arjuna is not bewildered by Mahamaya. But again, he's giving teaching that if someone will think of Krishna also in separation grief, that will not be the same as this worldly separation grief, because this worldly separation grief is polluting our mind. But separation grief from Krishna or his personal associates, that will purify our heart. It will remove all those material things from the heart. Kamsa also, by negative thinking of Krishna, he got liberated from all sins because of that. Because Krishna is all purifying. In this world, we lose something or someone or some like this, then we, because our desire is not fulfilled, then we are angry or sorry or lament or all this, we suffer, but it is not purifying effect. But if you think of Krishna, his personal associates, then it will remove darkness of ignorance. All material things will go away and you will wake up from the dream. Then you will see it was just a dream. It was not like as it seemed to me when I was dreaming. And all the problems created, they automatically vanish when you get that vision. Vasudevangri anudhyan paribrimhitaram hasa bhaktya nirmati tashesha kashaya dishan Arjuna. Arjuna's constant remembrance of the lotus feet of Lord Shri Krishna rapidly increased his devotion, and as a result, all the trash in his thoughts subsided. Trash, or our Gurudev used the word rubbish. In Bangla, Bhaktivinoda Thakur used the word janjal, trash. But we cannot see it like that when we are dreaming. When we are dreaming, we think it is real. Only when we wake up, we know, oh, it was like this, it was false. Like that, now, if you say someone, this is all trash, he will attack you, he will try to kill you. Why you are speaking? So all trash. But when he will get his practical connection with Krishna, realization, based on that vision of reality, then he can understand why they are using this word. Before that, we cannot understand. We will go against. Material, Swami Maharaj here telling, material desires in the mind are the trash of material contamination. By such contamination, the living being is faced with so many compatible and incompatible things, raga and dvesha, that discourage the very existence of spiritual identity. Birth after birth, the conditioned soul is entrapped with so many pleasing and displeasing elements, which are all false and temporary. They accumulate due to our reactions to material desires, but when we get in touch with the Transcendental Lord and His variegated energies by devotional service, the naked forms of all material desires become manifest, and the intelligence of the living being is specified in its true color. As soon as Arjuna turned his attention towards the instructions of the Lord, as they are inculcated in the Bhagavad Gita, his true color of eternal association with the Lord became manifest, and thus he felt freed from all material contaminations. Cheto Darpana Marjanam is the first effect which will happen when one will sincerely chant Krishna's name. All other desires will be removed. And when all other desires are removed, then Bhava Mahadavagni Nirvapanam, the forest fire of material existence, will be extinguished. means there will be no more suffering, even while staying in this world. Because all suffering is due to our selfish desires, not because of anyone else's anything. No, it is solely due to my own selfish desires that I am suffering. Root cause is this. Any kind of suffering, a root is this. And root of this material desires is misconception of self, who I am. Misconception of self, root is aversion to knowledge, because this is ignorance, who I am. Aversion to knowledge. Absolute knowledge is Krishna. When you turn away from sun, you see shadow. Like that, when we misuse our relative independence, then we are in darkness, ignorance, and all false desires and suffering is there. So the only solution is we have to turn to Krishna, then it will be dispersed like a fog. Then everything will be clear and no more suffering. So by chanting holy name with devotion, this thing will happen. Other desires will be removed and forest fire will be extinguished. Jamil got it only by Nama Bhas, that liberation. Because he committed no offense to any Vaishnava or Vishnu, he was in joy, but by previous Sukriti, he loudly called his son Narayan, Narayan, and got effect of Namabhas. Yamadutas, they could not take him. Vishnu Dutas protected him, and he had no attraction to this world. He was rescued from millions of births of all sins, reactions, rescued by one Namabhas. And he had no any attraction to this world, nothing. So no suffering. But he heard from those Yamadutas and Vishnu Dutas conversation about Supreme Lord and his devotees, so he understood about devotion to Krishna. So after they had to leave, they had no power in front of Vishnu Dutas. They then Ajamil went to Haridwar, there below Himalayas, Haridwar, holy place. He took shelter of one Vishnu temple and was fully engaged in his service and chanting his name for 12 years. Then when his relationship was fully awakened, mature, then same Vishnu Dutas, they came and took him to the lotus feet of Narayan in Vaikuntha to get eternal service of him. But if offenses are there, then we cannot get Namabhas fruit even. What to speak of Shuddhanam? If I have any kind of attraction to this world, or disgust, raga or dvesha, means I did not cross this material existence. Any kind of disturbance or attraction or trying to avoid like this means not getting. Some offenses are there. Previously made or now some mentality is there in me by which I am committing offenses and previous offenses, so that has to be rectified by sadhana under the guidance of pure devotee. When all offenses will be rectified, means your attitude will become fully inclined to serve Krishna and his devotees, then we can get liberated from this Maya and we can get the service of Krishna. So here Arjuna experienced this. By constantly thinking of Krishna, all his material desires, like playing like a sadhak, they were removed. That is why you will find in Shastra, in Padma Puran, Vishnu Satatam, Jatuchit, Smartabhyo, yes, Smartabhyo Satatam Vishnu, Bismartabhyo na Jatuchit. You have to always remember Vishnu or Krishna, always. Smartabhyo Satatam. You should, it is your duty. Smartabhyo means always you have to remember Vishnu. Satatam, always. Bismartabhyo Jatuchit. You should not forget him. Never. Smartabhyo means like a duty. Why? Because he's our master, eternal master. We have to think about him. But we commit offense. We want to enjoy this world. It is like as if we are employed in some company and we don't show up working there, but instead we misuse our time and do some other nonsense activity. So we are neglecting our duty. So therefore we will not get payment. Smartabhyo Sadadam Vishnu. Smartabhyo Jatachit. Once Gurudev told him, it is a mistake. I still remember how he said, from realized, said, it is a mistake to forget Krishna. If you forget Krishna, it is a mistake. So, but Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur explained, this verse is in Padma Puran and it is related to Vaidhi Bhakti, because in Raganuga Bhakti, you already have taste for serving Krishna, otherwise you cannot do Raga Bhakti. Taste, so there is no sense of duty there. It is only desire, greed to serve him, not a sense of duty. But in Vaidhi Bhakti, this understanding is there that you have to, you should, because you are his eternal servant, and if you don't, then you will have to suffer like this. This is the stimulant, because no ruchi, no taste. So as long as ruchi is not awakened, we have to follow this program of Vaidhi Bhakti. So because it is Vaidhi Bhakti, it means some anarthas are there. So Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur said that here Satatam does not mean literary every second, because it is impossible for those who are in Vaidhi Bhakti. But means regularly, daily, or all the time you try like this and not to forget. But once you purify your heart and you get that attraction and that transcendental bliss of serving Krishna and full realization of your relation with him, then it is impossible that you will think of anything else. Impossible. Like it is impossible to stop breathing. You are breathing. And you don't want to stop. It is no use. So like that, in that platform, it is automatic, spontaneous, and there is no diversion, because there is no desire to be diverted. That is, gopis, when they cannot see Krishna because of blinking eyes, they become disturbed. Because of the blinking of eye, that Creator is a foolish man. He made these eyes that they are blinking. We cannot always see Krishna. So in this way, we have to practice to come to that stage. Gitam Bhagavata Jnanam Yat Tat Sangrama Murdhani Kala Karma Tamorudham Punar Adya Gamat Prabhu. Because of the Lord's pastimes and activities, and because of his absence, it appeared that Arjuna forgot the instructions left by the personality of Godhead. But factually this was not the case, and again he became Lord of the senses. Yes. Yes. Here Sai Maharaj also is telling that these are by internal potency, so not by Mahabharata, but giving us teaching. And he also here says one should think of the Lord always. The mind should never forget him. One should therefore adjust the activities of life in pace with the mission of the Lord. And by doing this, one is sure to return back home, back to Godhead. This is the highest perfection of life. Yes. Vishoko Brahma Sampatya Sanchidna Dvaita Sankshaya Lina Prakriti Nirgunyat Alingatvat Asambhava. Because of his possessing spiritual assets, the doubts of duality were completely cut off. Thus he was freed from the three modes of material nature and placed in transcendence. There was no longer any chance of his becoming entangled in birth and death, for he was freed from material form. Atma has eternal form, but when we want to enjoy this Maya, then another form covers, and we forget who we are, to whom we belong. Then all these troubles are there. But in reality, although there is birth, death, suffering, there is no actual harm to the Atma at any time. Like in dream, so many sufferings you are getting. Someone is cutting off your hand, but when you wake up, you see that your hand is there, no cut. Or sometimes your teeth fall out in dream. That also has some meaning. And you are suffering, but when you wake up, then you understand, oh, I still have teeth. Then you are relieved. Like that, there is no harm to our real self at any time. It is just like a dream. But when we are dreaming, we are suffering. So we cannot solve this by solving the dream. We have to wake up. Then all problems are solved. And also, we will not be worried about others, because it is same. Krishna is taking care of everyone, and they are all eternal. Vyasadeva got that. Vyasadeva is Shakti Veshavatar. So all the wives, they were crying after Kurukshetra war. But Vyasadeva showed them by his mystical power, he showed the souls or the persons of the husbands where they are, what they are doing. They are all right. Then they were pacified, no lamentation, because he showed the reality reality can free us from trouble. And in this way, Arjuna here was freed from material form and material thinking and all this. When you are established in reality, then there is no more trouble. And for others also you are seeing their real self. Not only your real self, but others also. And how Krishna is taking care of everyone. Nishamya Bhagavan Margam Samstam Yadu Kulasya Cha Svah Pathaya Matim Chakre Nibritatma Yudhishthira. Upon hearing of Lord Krishna's returning to his abode, and upon understanding the end of the Yadu dynasty's earthly manifestation, Maharaj Yudhishthira decided to go back home, back to Godhead. Pritapyanushrutya Dhananja Yoditam Nasham Yadunam Bhagavad Gatim Chatam Ekanta Bhaktya Bhagavati Adokshaje Niveshitatmo Pararama Sangsrite. Kunti, after overhearing Arjuna's telling of the end of the Yadu dynasty and disappearance of Lord Krishna, engaged in the devotional service of the Transcendental Personality of Godhead with full attention, and thus gained release from the course of material existence. That is what is required in this human life. This is what we have to do. Here the word is used, adokshaje. Bhagavati adokshaja. Yesterday we heard the meaning of this adokshaja Bhagavan. Supreme Lord who is adokshaja means beyond perception of material gross and subtle senses. He reserves the right of not being exposed to human senses, gross and subtle. But that does not mean that you cannot see him. You can see him by his grace with devotional eyes, when you are serving him under the guidance of pure devotee. So here Kunti immediately understood, yes, and fully engaged with full attention, one-pointed attention, and got this summum bonum of life, means ultimate goal of life. She was released from the course of material existence and was living on transcendental plane in reality. That is real life. That is healthy, real life, blissful, without any problem. Just the opposite from this diseased life, dream-like life, full of suffering. But we have to decide. In this human birth, we have this chance. We should not miss it. Yaya harat bhuva bharam tam tanum vijahau aja kantakam kantakeneva dvayam chapishitu samam. The Supreme Unborn, Lord Shri Krishna, caused the members of the Yadu dynasty to relinquish their bodies, and thus he relieved the burden of the world. This action was like picking out a thorn with a thorn, though both are the same to the controller. Yes. I will read here commentary so that we know that point what I was remembering before. Srila Bishwanath Thakur suggests that the rishis like Shaunaka and others who were hearing Srimad Bhagavatam from Sutta Goswami at Naimisharanya were not happy to hear about the Yadus dying in the madness of intoxication. To give them relief from this mental agony, Sutta Goswami assured them that the Lord caused the members of the Yadu dynasty to relinquish their bodies, by which they had to take away the burden of the world. The Lord and his eternal associates appeared on earth to help the administrative demigods in eradicating the burden of the world. He therefore called for some of the confidential demigods to appear in the Yadu family and serve him in his great mission. After the mission was fulfilled, the demigods, by the will of the Lord, relinquished their corporeal bodies by fighting amongst themselves in the madness of intoxication. So, yes, it is by the will of Krishna. Some are his personal associates, some are demigods, but everything is by the will of Krishna, under his Yogamaya. It is not under Mahamaya. Yatha matsyadi rupani dhate jahyat yatanata bhubara kshapitoyena jaho tacha kalevaram. The Supreme Lord relinquished the body which he manifested to diminish the burden of the earth. Just like a magician, he relinquishes one body to accept different ones, like the fish incarnation and others. This is also Leela of disappearance of Krishna. It is not under the influence of Mahamaya, like karma. You have to die. It is stated in Bhagavatam, we will come to that verse. No, already it was there in the case of Narad. When one exhausts his fruits of actions, previous actions, for this life, at that moment, you have to give up this body. This is already decided when you are born, because of your karma in previous life. Those fruits you are getting in this life, they are called prarabdha karma. When prarabdha karma will finish in this body, then you have to give up that body. By the will of Krishna, no one can stop. No one has control. Only devotees, they can change their karma, or relatives of devotees, but not others. So it is already decided, the time. So when that is there, that is karmic death. Means you have to give a body. Of course, Atma is there, Atma is eternal. Atma will take another body according to karma. And Krishna is taking care of everyone. But when Krishna appears in this world, or his personal associates, they are not under pressure of getting the fruits of their actions, so they have to be born in such and such species. No, that is only their lila, willingly. And when they disappear, it is also not due to force of karma result, but by the will of Krishna. He's doing that lila, and he may play such pastimes of giving up body, but that is also lila. Or he may not, like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu or Vishnu Priyadevi. You will not find samadhi of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu or Vishnu Priyadevi. Not. But you will find Samadhi of Rupa Goswami. But that is also not material thing. That is Lila they are making. Because you will find Rasikananda Prabhu. He was not directly in manifest Krishna Lila. He came later. He's a disciple of Shyamananda Prabhu. But he is a personal associate of Krishna. So, when he disappeared, he just entered into Kirchor Gopinath Diti. There is no body here. He entered there. So they can make such lila also. Or Gopal Guru Goswami, he died. And before his death, he so-called death, he said to his disciple Dhyana Chandra that now you will have to take care of this mat, Radhakanta mat in Puri, where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was staying. So then Gopal Guru Goswami, he died, and they were preparing to make Agni Samadhi by burning. But the government came to Dhyana Chandra and they said, actually, now we will take the possession of that mat. We are the right, we have that right, we are here, it is government's property now. Then Dhyana Chandra was very much disturbed. No, Gurudev told me I have to take care. No, you have no any document, no nothing. It is legally, it is ours. You forget about it. Then Dhyana Chandra, he was crying, not because he wants some worldly property, no, but because he is so eager to serve his Gurudev. He knows they will misuse this. But Gurudev gave me this so that I can serve Krishna. So he was crying, and because he was sincere, he was crying. Gurudev already disappeared, died. But he was crying, oh Gurudev, what I am to do now? You gave me this service, but this thing happened. What you please, you guide me what I have to do, and crying. Then suddenly Gopal Guru Goswami from that crematorium, he stood up again. Same body. He stood up and came there. What is the matter? He said the government wants to take because you did not write in paper. Okay, then I will write. And he wrote a letter that this is his property. Then again he went there and Agni Samadhi was made. How this is possible? What scientists will say? How this is possible? It's all lila. And after that also they made Samadhi by Agni. No body, no Samadhi, no nothing. But some disciples, they went to Vrindavan and they saw Gopal Guru Goswami there chanting Harinam in Vrindavan. And they said, oh, you are alive. He said, yes, I am alive. Why? I am always alive. Guru is eternal. If you are alive, then you come back with us to Puri. We are in separation grief there. Then he said, no, I am not going to Puri because that Leela already finished. But you, I order you, you make one deity of me and you worship that deity, then in that way I will be present. So they did this. So how? This is all fictitious or what? When I was in high school, that professor of physics in the last lesson in the 4th grade, totally last, there was a title, How Our Brain is the Biggest Liar. And he demonstrated us how our senses are limited, how our brain is limited. It can cheat us. Reality is something, but we perceive in certain way. Even they admit this. So to whom we will believe? We will believe Shastra and those who are realized souls who are without any suffering and always happy, and they are telling us about our Leela. We will believe them, or we will believe, no, this is all fictitious, it is all stories, it is fairy tales, it is mythology, like this. No, you can realize that it is not mythology. Then you can also understand what is Leela. This is not false. They are not limited. They can manifest many forms also. So here, like a magician, Krishna made the disappearance. You think that magician killed one person, but he did not. It's illusion. Like that, this giving up like bodies like illusion. Once I asked Srila Bharati Maharaj for devotees. He said, yes, they are not dying. They are making this disappearance lila, but we see like that. And then he told me, like a magician. If magician can make illusion of this, then what is the difficulty in Krishna or his devotees making some illusion that it seems to us, oh, they died? But we have to realize, by sadhana, we have to realize tomorrow is Ekadashi here. We will hear further.